Hi everyone, Dr. Kelly Ray here from strengthandsensitivity.com. So my question for you today is, how many of you feel like we're living on a planet right now that's having a huge temper tantrum? I know I sure do. And I'm sure, like many of you, you're absolutely sick and tired of hearing complaining about politics, complaining about who won the Super Bowl, who lost the Super Bowl, complaining about what Lady Gaga did or didn't do, how she looks, any of that. Because in all honesty, who really cares? But my point is right now, it feels like we're living on a planet that's absolutely having a temper tantrum. For any of you that have had kids, particularly toddlers, sometime there's that witching hour, I call it, just before bedtime, where they absolutely feel like they temporarily lose their mind. And it's like they're trying to exert all of the rest of the energy they have in them, or they're trying to preserve whatever's left because they don't want to go to bed. That's exactly how the planet feels right now. So, my call to action is for leaders right now. And as much as you are being criticized and crucified and all of that, more than ever, you are needed. And not just any leader, to be a great leader. And what does a great leader look like? I can tell you, I have worked with many great leaders, and the most recent leader I had, and I'll tell you about this person, it was at a college I worked at. He was the dean of academics. He and I actually started the same day, and he interviewed all of the staff, wanted to know about us, and there was that little inner critic in my mind saying, this guy seems a little too good to be true, because he's awfully friendly and he's awfully seeming like he really generally wants to know who I am and what it is that I'm doing. And so I was a little bit reserved and in truth probably a little critical of him. However, what I can tell you about him is, whether he felt that from me or any of the other staff members that may have been feeling the same way that I did, he never let that waver him once in the job that he was hired to do. Now, he came into a position that was under a little bit of crisis. There was some things happening that he was having to be called to action right away to take matters and correct some serious issues. He did that while he continued to form rapport and relationships with his staff. So another thing that made him a great leader was he seemed to undersell himself. However, he delivered volumes of magnitude of awesomeness. He showed up every single day. He was present. He made himself known not only to the staff, but to the students on the campus as well. He always made it feel like his door was open for you, no matter who you were, what level you were, and he would take the time to strategize, problem solve, or just be an ear. Phenomenal leader, phenomenal. Learned so much from him. He has since, from what I heard from some of the staff that I used to work with, he recently, there was a change in positioning, and even on his last day, this is how impressionable he was. On his last day of a job, staff was so upset and crying and just sick over him leaving, because he had made such a significant impact on the campus as a whole. And even through all of that, as a great leader, he stood steadfast in supporting, encouraging, cheering on his staff and his company to continue going on with greatness. Unbelievable example of what a leader is. And that's what we are needing right now. So my challenge is to any of the leaders that are out there, you got in this position as a leader because you've proven yourself to go the distance, to keep persevering and taking action even when it's tough. Right now, what it is that we need to do, because it feels like we're so far out of the spectrum of just wildness and seeming out of control, that we're just angry about everything, passionate beyond passionate about everything, is let's bring this back in. So again, as a leader for your company, consider doing things community-based. And that might sound really small. Maybe it's being more present for your company, for your team members, for them to see that you're there. Also, maybe form some fun committees. And I know that might sound ridiculous, but remember, we're dealing with this kind of toddler mentality right now. So let's bring some fun back to the workplace. That doesn't mean get crazy and, margaritas on Fridays or anything like that. I'm not saying that. Thinking something that we can bring a common ground to bringing people back to focus in a more calm state. Because isn't that what we have to do with toddlers when they start spinning out of control and getting all crazy? Is we have to kind of get them tamed down. We have to tone them down so that they can feel safe, they can feel heard, and they can feel, okay, I can do this. That's what we need to do right now. As much as I've heard over the last year of people complaining about millennials, they've made songs about them, they've made YouTube videos about them, poor millennials, they've had just all kinds of stuff slung at them. But what I'm going to say to you is, if those are feeling that the millennials are not productive to society, or whatever your beliefs are about millennials, my response to you is to be very mindful of how it is that you are acting, thinking, and speaking at all times. Because your actions, your words, your energy, you can be really mad. And even though you're not saying anything, that energy is felt in our little children. So I caution you to be aware of what it is that you're talking about, what it is that you're sharing, what it is that you're passionately protesting. Because that's going to ultimately affect our next generation of children. And some of you might think, well, if I show them how passionate I am and how stand up for a cause, therefore they'll make better choices. There's no guarantee of that. There's no guarantee. It could go really, really wrong. So please, I'm asking you to be mindful of your actions, your words, your thoughts, because there are little ones around that are observing this in every facet. They're absorbing the energy of that, they're hearing it, and you may not realize what kind of impact that might be having on them on the inside. So, if you're a business leader, somebody in leadership that would need some help kind of getting things back under control, I'm going to ask you to reach out to me. Let me see what I can do to help you. Because I think together we can make a significant shift of calming down this global temper tantrum. So again, my name is Dr. Kelly Ray, and I'm with strengthandsensitivity.com. I'll put that in the body of this video, and I look forward to hearing from you. I will also be, today is Thursday, the 9th of February. I will be on live Facebook tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to be talking about some juicy tips of how to create empowerment within your life. So if you want to join me on that, that would be great. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.